Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the Let's Hustle platform, which is a platform where we talk about all things small businesses, all things side hustles, all things marketing, and all things career. So my name is Vuyi Style, and yeah, welcome to it. So today we're going to be talking about brand identity. But before we dive into brand identity, I would like to first explain branding, because there's a lot of miscommunication and lack of understanding, because brand identity is not the same thing as branding. Okay, branding is the overall personality, presence, and the feelings that are associated with your brand. So basically, branding is how you make your clients or your customers feel. Whereas on the other hand, brand identity is strictly the visual design that are associated with your brand. So that would be your logo, your color palettes, the fonts that you use, the shapes, and a photography that you use if you're going to use any photography. So yes, brand identity does influence branding, but it's not the same thing. Okay, now that I've done that, let's get into the 8 questions or the 8 things that you need to think about before going to a graphic designer or going to a brand strategist or going to anyone who's going to be designing your brand identity design. These are the 8 questions that I ask my clients when they come for brand identity designs. So basically, I ask these questions because I believe that these questions are very important into making sure that the client gets exactly what the business needs. So the first question I ask is, what colors best represent your brand? Underline, I did not ask you what are your favorite colors. I said what colors best represent your brand. So you need to do a little research on the business that you have or the business that you want to have, and also do a little research on the colors, because colors have different meaning. There's a psychology of colors. Like for instance, if you're thinking green is the color of wealth, is the color of health, is the color of growth. So if maybe you are opening a healthy business, whatever, fitness, what, health, then you might consider using green, because that's what green is for. That's what green represents. So you're not just going to put any random colors. Do a research. And then the second question is, what shapes best to represent your brand, or what shapes would you like included in your brand identity design? So yeah, you just think about maybe Apple. You see apples around, and Nike is just a tick. So just think of the shape, but you don't have to answer this question, because not all brand identity designs include shapes. Understand? Some people just want something simple, just a nice, like for instance, what can I think of a brand that does not use any shapes? H&M, for instance. The H&M logo doesn't have any shape. It's just an H and an M, and it's red. It's simple. Just okay. And then the third question is, what adjective best represents your brand? So here, think of your brand as if it was a person. If your brand was a person, how would you describe your brand? For example, my brand, Lush. If I were to describe Lush, I would say elegant, classy, sexy. Yeah, those are the 3 adjectives I would use to describe Lush. So now think of your business or your brand. How would you describe it? Then this will help your graphic designer design something that would best suit your brand. And then the 4th question is, what is your mantra? So your mantra is like a short vision statement. For example, think about Apple. Apple's mantra is think different. And when you think of Apple, when Apple came into the market, it was different to everything that was. It still is different to everything that is in the market. Yes, people are copying there, but it's different. Everything about Apple is different to iOS. So that's what you want. You're not just going to pick anything that sounds good. You see, you need to think something that will represent your brand for the long run. Apple, from the beginning, it was think different. Till today, it's still think different. So you want something that you want your brand to grow into, or you want your brand to be. So, and also I'd like to emphasize, you please don't like 6 lines. No, it has to be very short, because your mantra must be something that will stay with your client, because once you make it long, we're gonna forget about it. So just make it short. For instance, Nike is, what is Nike? Just do it. Yes. So yeah, something very simple but has meaning to it. Okay. And then the 5th one is, are there any specific fonts that you would like to use? So because you're not a graphic designer, you don't know all the fonts. You just maybe know the fonts that are from Word, but there's a lot of fonts out there. So you don't have to necessarily know them by name, just know what type of, do you want something simple? Do you want just a small? Do you want them to be bold? You see, just think about those things. What type of, this will really help the graphic designer give you what you need. And then this one is a fun one. What is your brand spirit animal? For instance, I would say my brand spirit animal is a cat, because it's clean. So make sure that you think about your brand. If it was an animal, what animal would it be? Maybe it would be a leopard because it's fast. Maybe you have come up with something that's a lot faster than what is in the market, so you would choose a spirit animal that is fast. And then this one is also just go ahead and dream for this one. Who is your dream brand ambassador? So this will also help the graphic design with knowing who you're trying to talk to. Because let's say, for instance, you say your graphic designer is your brand, your dream brand ambassador is Beyonce. So we know you are a feminist, so your brand is targeted to feminist, sexy, maybe mothers, because Beyonce now is a mother, sexy, like active, you see. So just dream when you're thinking about this one. It's very helpful for a graphic designer to know who your brand ambassador, because they'll know who you're trying to talk to and who your target market is. And then when they know who your target market is, they know what type of brand identity design will best suit your brand. And the last one is, who's your tribe? So your tribe is not just your target market. So your tribe is also the people you'd like to employ, also the people that you are representing, also the people that are part of your brand. So yeah, I believe I covered all 8 things. So just think about these 8 questions before going to a graphic designer. And yeah, I believe this will be helpful into making sure that you get what you need and what is best for your brand. And just a side note, dear small business owner, please invest in brand identity if you want your business to stand out. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you for listening till the end. And yeah,